realized that this app also has daily challenges, and I've been solving some of them periodically. So I went all the way back to April 2019 and I started solving them. So I'm gonna start with the 18th of June because the 17th have already started. So let's start. Play game. This is a hard one, I think. Yep. So it's 15 by 15. Let's do this one's all the way colored in. This is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is in this row we have a 9 and a 1. Since we've already started here, that means it's all the way built up to here. And there's the 1 somewhere here. The second one we have 1, and then the second box is not colored in, it's empty, so we're gonna put a cross over here. The third one, we see that it's 10 and then a 1, so we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're gonna add the little cross on top of the 10. Then we have 2, 1, and a 10, so we have 2 empty. We have a 1 that's actually filled in all the way, so here's the 1 over here. See, and then the 10 goes all the way up to here. Then on the next one we have a 10, so no, that's filled in. Then that one's empty because we have a 1. Then another 1, and the last one is a 9. Okay. Now we know here that we have 2 boxes filled in and then it's interrupted, and then we have another 3 boxes filled in. We don't know if that's the start of the sequence, or the 3, but we know that it's not alone, so this one is filled in as well. We don't know about this one yet, but we know about that one. Now, this is a 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are filled in. Just a sec. We have 3. In this row we have 3, and then another 3 boxes filled in, 1 and 1. Since we already have 3 here, that means these 2 are empty. And okay, we have 2 empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 empty, and then a 1. We know that all these are filled in, I think. Yep. And then we have a 5, 3. Okay. So here we have 5, which must be this one. Yep. Which means this row is empty. The rest of it. 3, which is here, and then we have a 1 and a 1. We've done with that one. We're done with that one. Now we have in this row we have 3, 3, 3, and 2. Since we already have 3 here, we don't know if it's this 3 since we have two pairs of 3 colored boxes, that means these 2 are empty. And let's continue with this one. We have, okay, this is an easy one. We have a 5-year and then a 4-year. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since we have the 3 over here filled in and then this 2 are empty, that means this is the 4 and this is the 5. And this box is this one. If this one's isolated, that means the 2 is right here. Then this is the 3, but we don't know where. That's the 2. And in this one, these are all connected, which means, let's take a look at this one. 3, 3, that's the 3. Okay, and we have a 2 somewhere here. Could be this one, but we don't know yet. Okay, let's continue. We have a 2 somewhere here. We have, okay, I wanna use my hand over here to see if this one's filled in. It's filled in, that means that's a 4. This one, since we have the isolated one here, that means this is a 2 and 1, 2, 3. And that's the 4, but we don't know where yet. We're still looking for it. It could be this one or it could be this one. We don't know. But I have a feeling this one is isolated as well. Then, okay, we have the 4-year, 4, 3, and 3. The X mark always tells us if the next one is colored in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's the 3, which means that's empty. And that's also empty because the 4 here, we can't have a 4 here. There aren't enough boxes. We have the 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the other 3 is here. Which means this box is also empty because this one starts with a 2. There's not enough space here for a 2. Oh, I accidentally didn't press the X. Okay, no problem. And the same applies to here, which means this is empty as well. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay. Here we have 8, then 1, and 1 isolated. So I'm guessing these are filled in, which means that's 3, 3, that's the other 2, and here we have the other 2, but no idea where yet. Here we have 4, 2, and 5. Here are the 4 we need to have on that row, which means this 2 are empty. That's the 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 all filled in. Here we have the 3, which means this is empty, and then we have 1, 2, 3 isolated ones, which means this is empty, and that should also be empty because we have 12 consecutive ones, which means that's a 2 from here. We have another 2, isolated one and isolated one, but we don't know yet. Okay, just a sec. So we also have a 4 here. I'm gonna use my this one. The colored square must be this one, okay? And that means that's a 4. Now, we know that here we have 3. The row starts with, just a sec. I'm gonna use my regular pencil. In case I accidentally press anything again, we know that this row starts with 3 consecutive ones, but we also know that in this row, the first one, there is only one square filled in, and the second one isn't filled in, which means this is empty. And then since the first part of the row starts with 3 consecutive colored boxes, that means this is also filled in. Then we know that for this row we have one filled in, which is this one. That's how it starts. Then we have one that's empty, and then the other one's filled in. We don't know which one's filled in yet, but we know that this one's empty. And again, all the colored squares here are independent and interrupted, which means we can't have anyone next to each other. Okay, since we're here, I wanted to, if we have 3 colored squares here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we know these 2 are filled in. This could be filled in for the 3 or this one, but we don't know yet. So in this row we have 3 colored boxes that are next to each other at the end of the row, which means this one's filled in and this one's filled in. Then in this row we have 2, here it is. Then we have 3, this one's colored in, and then we have another 2, which means it's this one. In this row we have 2, and then 8. Here we have the 2 consecutive ones, which means this one's filled in, okay? And that means that one is also filled in, and we have that can't be a colored one, because here we see that all the ones in this row are interrupted. Then we have this one's colored in as well, which means we have a 3 after it. The only available place for a 3 is here, which means that one's empty. And okay, that one's empty as well, because all the ones here are interrupted, this one's empty. Then we have 2 consecutive ones, 10. Then we have 1, 1. The other one's 3. I need a ruler. Okay. This one's 3, 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay. Then we have the 1 and the 2 and the 3. No, that was by accident. I was liking on that one. Okay. Let's try out this row. For this row, we know that we have one isolated one. That's how it starts. That's the isolated one, which means it's empty. Then we have the 2. Here it is. Then the other 2, which is here. And then we have the 3. So this row is done. Then this row starts with a 3. Because there isn't enough space to have a 3 and a 2 here, that means this box, and we have the empty box right here. That means this box is filled in and this one's empty. Then we have the 2 colored boxes, which is these 2. Then the other 2 is this one, and that's the isolated one. Now let's continue with this row. We have 2, which one of these 2 must be filled in, and then 6 consecutive colored boxes. This can't be a 6 because it's interrupted, which means this 2 filled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's continue with this row. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's interrupted. Now let's continue with this one. We have 3, 3, 3, and a 2. I think if we worked it out, we can complete all the boxes. 1, 2, 3, empty. 1, 2, 3, empty. 1, 2, 3, empty. 1, 2, no. But I can. That one's filled in. Okay, that means that's empty. That's a 3, which is the consecutive ones. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's empty, which means that's also empty, which means that's filled in. Okay. And since this one is 2 and a 6, that's empty as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, empty. 1 isolated one, here it is. 2, here it is. That's empty. That's the 4. And done. Great. We also have 2 isolated. 1, 2, 3 isolated. 1, 2. Yeah. That must be filled in, which means that's the 3 we're looking for. Now, since this one's filled in, then we start with a 3. 1, 2, 3, empty. 2, 1, 2, 3, empty. And this one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, empty. And this row starts with 3 isolated ones, so this must also be empty. And then we have 4 consecutive ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. After the 3, we have an 8. In this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2. Great. In this one, we have 4. 1, 2, 3. Empty. 1, 2, 3, start with the 3 here. 3 and 1. Then we have the 6 and a 3. Oh no. Okay. And let's continue with this one. So we have 2, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 2, okay. Which means we have a 1 somewhere here. We don't know yet. Let's do this one. 1, 1, 1. That's the 1, 2, 3. And that's the 2. Then we have 1, 3. That must be a 2 because that's a 3. Then we have the other 2. That's the 5 all done. And then the 2 at the first part of the row. Finished. That's a ladybug. Awesome. We have another hard one here. Oh, it's going to be easy, this one, okay? This row is all filled in, so 15. And let's start. This one starts with a 2. Okay, this one also starts with a 2. This one, 2. This starts with a 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. This one starts with a 3. This one starts with a 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then this one starts with a 6. This with a 12. This with a 3. And this with a 3 as well. Okay. Now, let's continue with this row. That's 12, so it's filled in. This one starts with a 4. If this box is empty, that means the 4 is right here. Then we have the one isolated one, which is this one. We have a 2, 1, 2, somewhere here. We don't know yet. This row. Oh, that was by accident. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 isolated, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And this must be isolated one because there's enough space for enough crosses over here. Then the first one starts with a 1 and it's isolated. Then that's the other one. Then the 2 and 2 right here. Not sure yet. We have 12 isolated ones, which means all these are filled in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm gonna use the hand. Okay, that's the 12. I just lost my hand. I didn't realize that it was that easy. Okay, that's the other 12. Then we have on this row again 2, 1, 1. That's a 2. This row we have 3, 1, 2, and we have another 2 somewhere. This row we have 6, then 2, a 1, and a 2. I don't know where that is. This row we have 1, 1, 1. That's 2. A 1 and a 2. We have 1 at the 4. That's the 2. We have a 1 and the 2. got it. After the 2, we have 2 isolated ones. Okay, let's go to this one. Starts with a 3. This one's empty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Then we have the 1 which is isolated. I keep making mistakes today. Now we have the 3, 4. Then we have 1, 1. That's isolated. 1, 1, 1. And that's a 2. Then we have 2. That's the other 2. And that's the other 2. Then we have 2 and a 3. We have 2 and 2. And we have an observatory. Okay, this one is an easy one, thank God. We're gonna start with the 10, and then which is the other number that is the biggest one, the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1 which is interrupted, and then the other 6. So 1 isolated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isolated, and the 1. Since this one's filled in and this row only has 4, it can't be over here, so that's the 4. Which means 1, 2, 3, that can't be it. 1, 2, 3, and that can't be it. And I have a feeling, yep, it's that one, which means this one's also filled in as well. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, if that one's isolated, 1, 2, okay, that must be a 3. That's a 1. And we have a 1 right here. That's probably it. Okay, that's the 5. No, that's a 3. That's 1 that's isolated. That's an isolated 1. Then we have the 2 here. 1 isolated, 2 here. 1 isolated. Great. Here we have 1, 1, and a 2. And, okay, wait. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, that's built in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was by accident. I keep pressing stuff by accident, and I'm so lucky they come out as correct. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one's isolated, which means it's empty. This one's filled in, and great. We have dandelion. Okay, let's do the 22nd, of course. 1 isolated, 1, 2, 3, 4. Isolated, 1, 2, isolated. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. isolated one, and that's the 5. Well, we're still on the same topic, like area. Perfect. We can do the 1, 2 built in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have a 2 right here, but we don't know which one it is. I'm pretty sure it's not this one. And it could be these 2, because this one a 3. Okay, now let's do this row, which is the 3. Starts with a 3. 1, 2, 3. Empty. Then the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's empty. For this one we have 3. So here it is. Then we have another 3. Empty. We have a 2. And another 2. We don't know where it is yet. So that's the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the other 4 we've been looking for. Then the 1 isolated 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was by accident. Okay. And yep. This one. Oh, I keep making mistakes today. That's a 4. That's a 3. That's a 2, which means that's empty. And if we have 2, what? If we have 2, that means that's a 3. And that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have in this row, I didn't remember where we left off, but in this row we have 3. Then we have another 3, which is here. And then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Here we have that's isolated. And we have 1. One of these must be a 1. Then we have a 3. And I think that's the other 3. Then we have a 5, and that's the, I don't know, I'm gonna use my hint, okay, which means that's a 3, and we have a 2 somewhere here. Let's try this filled in, and then that's filled in. Okay, that's 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the 3. Okay, here we know this one's not filled in because we have 3 consecutive ones, which means that's it. 1, 2, 3. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. And that's a storm. Now, let's start another one. 23. Okay. That seems fairly easy. Okay, let's start with this one. 15. That's all filled in. We have the 13 above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then we have 1 empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we have the 10 here. 1 empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 1 empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Let's start with this one. We know that we have 1 isolated one, and this one has 2 consecutive, starts with 2 consecutive colored boxes. Then we know that it's just I'm going to use my hand, okay? It starts with 4 consecutive ones, and then 1 isolated one, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's empty. Then we know that, okay, we know that it starts with 1 isolated one, which means this is empty, which means the 9 starts from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, first one, isolated. Second one, 3. And all the rest are isolated except for this one. But it's from the next row, so it doesn't matter. Okay, now we have the 3. Then we have in this row we have 3 ones and another one isolated, which means that is isolated. Let's continue. Let's see what we have. Okay, this one ends in an isolated colored box, which means that's empty. is here. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Empty. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's done. Which also means that if we have 2 here, that means that's empty, and that's empty, and that's also empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 10. That must be isolated, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's done. If we only have 10 here, it means that's a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. Perfect. Oh, that was by accident. No worries. Okay, then we have 2 and a 5. That's a 2 and a 5. I don't know yet. I know I have one isolated one and one. Okay, that one's easy. We have 2, which means that's empty. 1. That must be a 1. That's the other 2. And since we're here, that's the only 4 we have available. That's the other 2, and these are the 3s, which means these are the 2s, and that's the 4, and that's the 6. And we have a typewriter. Let's continue with this one. Oh, this is going to be very easy. We have 10 here and 10 here. So we have 5 here. That's empty. We have 3. 1, 1. That's the 2. 2. That's the other 2. Great. Then we have another 2 here. Since there isn't enough space here for another 2, here it is. Oh, see? 1, 2. Oh, empty. 1, 2. Here we have 2. Then we have 1, 2, 3. Empty. 3. Here we have 1, 1, 2, 3. Empty. We have a 2 here. I don't know where yet. Then we have 7 and a 1. All this equals to 7. So here it is. Then we have 2 and a 1. Not yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Empty. And that's a 2. And that's isolated. And that's a 2. And that's a 2. Then let's go here. We have 1. We have a 2. And one of these is, here it is. Okay. Then we have 1, 1, and that's, these 2 are empty. Which means one of these is a 2, but I don't know yet. That must be it because we have an isolated one here. That's a 2,